The city's always buzzing, you know? A constant neon fever. I've got files on my desk stacked to the ceiling, but this one's different. It's got a chill to it. It's a case that's been collecting dust for decades, but its shadow just keeps getting longer. So all right, let's do this. Let's open the gray file.
Now, forget everything you think you know. This isn't some campfire story about little green men in Chinese suits. No, this is a modern horror story. Think of it like a cosmic hit and run that left a permanent mark on the human psyche. And we've been trying to piece together what really happened ever since.
To really understand our suspect, we've got to go to the scene of the crime, which in this case is the human mind. See, our old haunts, our familiar fears, the ghosts rattling chains in the attic, they've been evicted. Something new has moved in. Something from the blackness between the stars. Yeah, the whole nature of the haunting has changed. Our fears used to be trapped in places like damp catacombs and old crumbling manors. Well, the gray alien, it seems, inherited all that dread, but it traded in the creepy old manor for the cold metallic sterility of a flying saucer. And that sound of rattling chains? It's been replaced by the low hum of some unknown craft. Okay, so who exactly is our perpetrator? Let's build a profile. This is the creature that creeps around in the back alleys of our subconscious, the ultimate foreign agent, operating without a permit and without a trace. All the witness reports, they line up almost perfectly. A spindly, fragile-looking frame, so pale it looks almost translucent. But that oversized cranium, that tells the real story. It's like a heavy vault, just packed with an intelligence we can't even begin to wrap our heads around. And the face, well, the face is a dead end. No mouth to tell a lie, no ears to hear you beg, just a perfect blank slate. And right here, this is the real heart of the horror. When we look at them, we see a twisted reflection of ourselves. It's this weird fetus-like caricature of the human form, undeveloped, yet somehow ancient. It's our own anxiety about where we're headed, projected right back at us. A future where cold, hard intellect has completely replaced the heart. Which brings us to a key concept from the case files, what Freud called the unheimlich, or the uncanny. You know that deep, piercing shiver you get when you see something that's almost human, but just wrong enough to be absolutely terrifying? Well, the gray is the uncanny, personified. It's familiar enough to recognize, but just alien enough to trip every single one of our primal fear wires. But this central piece of evidence, the thing everyone comes back to, is always the eyes. Witnesses never describe them as windows to a soul. No way. They describe them as surveillance equipment. These vast, obsidian orbs that don't blink and don't forgive. It's like they perform a clinical dissection, just peeling you back layer by layer until there's nothing left but a story nobody is ever going to believe. So, let's move on to the MO, the modus operandi. Every criminal has a signature, and this one is cold, precise, and deeply personal. It's a snatch and grab, but the score isn't what's in your wallet. The score is you. The pattern is disturbingly consistent. It's like a perverse little four-act play. First, there's a suffocating stillness, like the whole world just stops. Then, the blue light appears. What follows is what can only be described as a clinical inquisition, and the only evidence left behind, a gaping hole in your memory, what the victims all call missing time. And this is all about the violation of your sanctuary. They take the one place in the world you're supposed to feel safe, your own bedroom, and they turn it into a sterile, makeshift laboratory. And the procedures they perform, they feel less like science and more like some kind of bizarre, cold ritual. So this brings us to the big question. The motive. Why? Why go through all this trouble? The files suggest it's not about conquest. It's something far, far stranger. Something almost desperate. The best way to think of them is like interstellar auditors. They're not here to take over. They're here to check the books, our DNA. They're searching for something they lost a long, long time ago. It's this parasitic need to bridge the gap between their dying race and our vibrant, messy biology. It's a truly chilling motive, right? It taps right into our own deep-seated fear of becoming obsolete. This idea that we're just biological clockwork waiting to be taken apart by colder, superior hands. This is a high-stakes cosmic racket, and our own evolution is what's on the table.
But just when you think you're getting a handle on the case, it takes a sharp turn. Because there's another player in this game. The ones who show up to clean up the mess. The ones who make sure the unexplained stays unexplained. You know, against all odds, some of the marks, they remember something. A flicker of that blue light, a fragment of a face, that chilling feeling of being watched. For just a moment, the truth fights its way to the surface.
Until the janitors of the impossible show up to do their work.
They're the cleaners. They roll up in these long black cars that look like they belong in a funeral procession. Their skin has this weird waxy sheen, like a cadaver, and they move like puppets on a string. Their job is simple: reinforce that industrial dread and scrub the memory clean so you forget everything you saw.
These agents, they're the enforcers, and they're not protecting us from the truth. Not at all. They're protecting a system, a cosmic status quo that says humanity is nothing more than a specimen in a jar, a mark to be studied and then discarded.
So, where does that leave us? After all the reports, all the testimony, all the missing time, we're left holding a file that can never really be closed, just a permanent shadow on the wall. The gray is the ultimate foil. It's a witness who won't talk and a suspect who can't be caught. They aren't just a visitor. They are a monument to everything we don't know, and a mirror reflecting that quiet, unnerving feeling that the shadow behind us has been there all along.
And that's the question that keeps this file open, gathering dust under the desk lamp. In the velvet darkness of the cosmos, with all its cold equations and silent stars, are we ever really truly alone? The file, it remains open.